Okay, hi. I think we'll just start like with a few light-hearted questions for now. Is that fine? Till like we
Yeah,
get more people in.
yeah, that
Yeah.
was
So
for me.
I'll just ask you like a few questions, okay?
Yeah,
It's
yeah, sure.
not too detailed. Not okay. So who bought you
Uh,
your first bat?
Sorry, Sucharita, I'm losing your voice. Your voice is
Okay.
breaking. Can you repeat?
Who bought you your first bat, like a plastic bat, toy bat? What is the lasting memory of that?
Um, I think it was my mom, I think, who bought me a set of cricket bat and I mean, that was a plastic bat and a plastic ball. And she immediately regretted that decision for having gifted me a set of, cricket bat and ball. Because I wasn't using the ball as much as I was using the bat. I mean, I was just hitting all the things that I could see in front of me. I don't know. I mean, I at that point of time, I did not know how exactly we would be using the bat. So I was just using it to, break all the things and everything. And my mom, she regretted that decision immediately, and she made sure that I don't go anywhere near to a bat after that. So I think, yeah, that is my first time I held a bat in my hands. But after that, I have used bats while I played with my younger cousins, and that was a heavy plastic bat with a heavier plastic ball that we used to get. And I think I fell in love with cricket at that moment, and that is what I remember actually. My first.
That's nice. I'm sure she doesn't regret it now. So
I'm pretty sure. I mean, she doesn't stop me from, going for cricket whenever I just finish my lunch and I just hurry up to the field. She doesn't complain. I mean, she's okay with it.
that's cool. So when and how did you decide to like pursue cricket as more than just a hobby?
I think it was back in standard. I was in my fifth or sixth grade, I think, and we were playing a match, and so it got kind of competitive back then. I mean, we used to just play for fun and everything, but then we used to play a match, and so we used to have these local tournaments and everything amongst us, and that is where I think maybe this is fun, and I think this is something I can do and take it up more seriously rather than just playing for fun. I think that's where I think that is where
So
the mindset
competitiveness.
changed. Yeah.
It's nice.
Competitiveness plus the fun part, yeah.
Okay. So can you share your memories of when you played your first cricket match ever? Like if you remember.
Um, yeah, I definitely do this one because I think it was my summer break, and I was at my native place, and so there was a huge cricket ground in front of my grandmother's place in my at my native. And so I used to see there were a lot of children playing over there. So I just randomly popped up in my track suits and sport shoes and with a bat in my hand. And I asked them that if I could play. And they said, yeah, sure. So I fielded. I think I was on the bowling side and I fielded. And then when our turn came to bat, so they asked me, you want to open? I said, yeah, I would love to. And I think at that time I remember I used to copy the style of Raul Dravid, and I used to stand like him, and I used to leave the ball and play the defensive shots like him. And it was a pretty good memory. I think I batted and I carried my bat so through the end of the day, and I think we had to resume the other day. It was kind of, I think, 2 days or 3 days match, and that is where what I remember very vividly is I was playing against the people who were like 5 or 6 years elders to me, and that is where I think they liked me batting, and that is where I also felt confident. Yeah, I can play with the big boys, and I don't have to fear the ball hitting me or If it does, it's fine. I mean, if I'm as long as I'm enjoying the game and I'm enjoying my batting, that's all that matters. So I think that is a very special moment.
So who
And
won the match?
it was a draw.
Okay.
It was a draw. I mean, the match did not complete, and it had, how
Yeah.
I mean, the matches back then it used to be. So it was a draw, but then yeah, after that I used to play regularly with them, and
Still
and
do
I
sometimes.
yeah, not there, but these days I every day, my routine is kind of wake up, train, have my lunch, go out to play, and
Oh,
sometimes we used to have matches in the morning also. So
oh,
that
that's
has
great.
been pretty much the routine of my life for the past, I don't know how many years now.
So, what was your biggest takeaway from 2021 in terms of your sport and in
Uh,
general also?
yeah, so I think 2021 I did not get to play much thanks to the pandemic that we had. But I think when I mean, they settled down a bit and everyone got used to the fact of the pandemic, and we resumed cricket. And so this was a very humbling experience which I had, which we can say as a takeaway, which I would love to share over here, is that we should not have any regrets in life. And having said that, this was a realization which I happened to have with me when I was at the ground, and just the feeling of being able to play the game again, and just loving what you love doing. I mean, that was something which made me realize that you should not ever have regrets in your life. And if you are passionate or if you love something, just go for it. Because down the line, maybe 10, 20 years down the line, you should not be, doing something and then at the back of your mind thinking that maybe I should have done that back in my days. And you should not have that regretful feeling. So, yeah, I mean, I'll make sure that as much, I mean, I would play cricket. I would play this game as much as possible, and till I can play the game. I mean, I have
I hope you do that.
till I really do that. I mean, this is something that which is inseparable from me. I cannot even stress that fact.
No, I think it's
So
clear
yeah.
for us, so it's okay. So,
Uh,
so how do you cope with like success and failure? Like if you
uh,
have tips.
yeah, I mean, uh, I've heard a lot of people ask these questions to a lot of athletes and cricketers, starting from Roger Federer to
Yeah.
Anthony Joshua, to every superstar of any sport. And I think what they say the answer is to not take yourself pretty seriously in your failures, because once you do that, you would be wrapped in a bubble and you won't be able to come out of that, because you'll be keeping on thinking about that same thing again and again, and you won't be able to perform. But we don't realize it till that happens to us. And I think it's pretty important. And I personally feel that what everyone says, that do not take yourself very seriously in your failures, because failures and success are part of life, in not only in the aspect of sports, but in life in general. And if we just keep ourselves occupied and overthinking that I failed over here, or I did not do what I needed to do, then the next step or the next procedure that is there to follow, you won't be able to do that in a proper way, and that would even it will keep on spiraling. And I think uh, you know you mean you don't have to necessarily take yourself. I mean, people will say that you need to do this, you need to do that, but at the end of the day, you know what is important for you and how you can be able to perform your best. So I think not taking yourself seriously during your lows in life, not only in sports, that is the best solution, at least for me, that I stick by.
Perfect. So like, what is your favorite format about it if you want?
Oh, this is a no-brainer. It is the longer format, and the actual format for me, it should be the Test cricket, because I mean, it's very simple, because that is the ultimate form of cricket. 5 days, 4 days format. you grind it out. I mean, it involves everything. It involves your patience, your resilience, your skills, your stamina, endurance. Everything is tested. And to be very honest, I'm not a big fan of the T20 format. But yeah, for me, it will be the test format because that is the ultimate format of the game.
Yeah, okay, cool. So you just told us a little bit about your routine. So in detail, like how do you train? What are the things you do to like keep yourself motivated and stuff on a daily basis?
Yeah, so like when there's a regular season or when I'm playing continuously, so I'd be hitting the gym, and every day I would do a 5 kilometer run. So just that, my legs are, a match condition, and they do not tire out or anything. Because what used to happen is when I used to go to batting, so my legs, they used to shake when I was at the crease. So I checked with many people and as to how to overcome that. And this was the initial phase when I used to, I mean, go out to bat. And maybe the nerves or something, I don't know. But then I thought of, just going for a free running or, just normal regular running. So that used to help my legs. And apart from that, just, keeping the basics, training in the gym, and just the workout basics to keep yourself match fit. And I think so once I, plan on, if hopefully I make it through to the first class scenario, after that, there will be a lot more things which will be coming up, like the diet, your core exercises, and everything. So that's a different ball game altogether. But for the time being, it is just the gym and the free running every day.
I wish you the best. Laalithya, would you like to ask any questions, like for a change of scenario?
All right. Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah, you are.
Okay. All right. Can you tell me like what is your primary cricketing skill, and are you working on adding a new skill? Because I think right now all rounders are all the craze, right?
Yeah, I mean, that is the need in our current Indian team also. Batting all-rounder, or maybe a bowling all-rounder, not a batting all-rounder, but a bowling all-rounder is what I feel. So yeah, my primary skill is batting. So I am a top order batsman primarily. But of lately, I have been trying to roll over my sleeves as well. I have been bowling, and not going to lie, it's fun, but it's not easy a job it seems to be. And yeah, so hopefully, I would love to see myself playing as an all-rounder, and because that ultimately helps the team, and it provides a cushion to the team also to rope in an extra bowler or a batsman based on that. So yeah, that's the new skill that I'm trying to incorporate in my game, which is the bowling.
Cool. Okay. Something a little bit left of field. You
Okay.
know what Sachin Tendulkar had like recently tweeted about the ball hitting the stumps and the bails not being dislodged and all of that. What did you
Yeah.
think of it, and what did you think of the suggestion that the law needs to be amended?
See, my personal opinion would be, some things should be left as they are, and they should not be, tweaked with. Because, see, this thing, it's not something very common which happens, in all the cricket matches or is bound to happen. But, I mean, if this law is amended, and so it will be basically,
Lost you
removing.
in between.
Okay. So yeah, what I was saying is, so the long-standing rule, which states that a batsman is deemed to be a just bowled only if the bails are removed from the groove. And if you make any amendment to that, I think it will create a lot of chaos and time wasting as well. And I think we already have a solution to tackle that, which is the bails which have the light in them already. Yeah, although they are very expensive, and each bale, I think it costs around 50,000 K or something. If I'm not sure about the exact figure, but that is one solution which already we have incorporated, so that even if the ball is hitting the stumps and the bales are not coming off the groove, the lights will go off, and then you can know that the batsman is out. So I think making an amendment to this long-standing rule, it would be a bit chaotic, but I mean, it's up to the MCC now. But for me, I think we should be just sticking to the old long-standing rule, which is there.
Right. I kind of actually agree with you rather than with Sachin on this. So yeah, we're on the same page. Um,
I mean, even Michael Vaughan tweeted a very controversial tweet. How Michael Vaughan is, and he said that who are we to question Sachin Tendulkar and all that stuff. So I found that a very very demeaning tweet. But I mean that would have been portrayed in a better way. But Michael Vaughan being Michael Vaughan, so yeah, we can't say much about that.
well,
So
Michael Vaughan, he just mouths off a lot of things, and a lot of times I don't think he puts a lot of thought into what he's saying.
I mean, yeah, if
Less said the
so
better.
obviously you can see that there would be clashes of opinions about this, and it'll be a lot. I mean, it'll be chaotic if the rule is to be amended or given a thought to be amended. So I think we should just let the rule be as it is for the time being.
Okay. All right. I'm going to ask you something personal.
Okay.
I mean, you seem like you're very passionate about cricket, right? And I
Yeah.
kind of see that you're doing a lot in terms of you're also working and also training and playing cricket right now. Can you tell me? I'm given to understand that you left cricket for a while. Can you tell me why that is?
Yeah, so this was back in my college so I specifically joined my college in my city because it had the exposure of cricket at the state level and all that stuff, and it was going pretty good. But then the scenario of parents came in into the picture where they did not feel that the career option of cricket is a safe option. Rather, it is very risky and it won't bode well with me or my career choices. So I had to leave cricket at that point of time. I think I was 22 and I had to join the corporate job. And I had specifically, chosen Bangalore, not because it was the IT hub or anything, but because it had good institutions and it had a good, it had good clubs. You have the NCA over there, you have the Karnataka Cricket Academy also, and plus you have all the local tournaments every weekend here or there and everywhere. So I think this was the primary reason that even if I had to join the corporate, I somewhere or the other thought I would be connected with cricket through this. So that was the reason. But then I think 2019 or 2018, I thought, let me give it a try again. And so that's where I resumed my cricket.
I mean, I'm given to understand that you were pretty good, right? In your playing days back then, like you were okay. I know you told me not to mention it, but
Yeah, I mean,
you went pretty high up in the state cricket
yeah, yeah.
setup with your age group and all that. So even then, your parents didn't, like think that maybe this could still be a side option, even though they did want to push you into IT and things like that. Didn't you like try to
Um,
tell them?
yeah, I tried. I mean,
I mean, I'm
I
asking
obviously
this because
tried.
it's a very difficult conversation to have with parents, and
Yeah,
I know a
yeah.
lot of players who have to actually go through this, and
Right.
some things work for other people when they talk to their parents, and I'm just trying to see if anything worked for you.
Yeah, so I mean, so I joined my college specifically because of that reason I told you, right? So there was this, I remember there was this college trials, my university trials, in fact, and I was in first year. And I reached I mean, I got to know about it, I think one day before, or in the morning, I think, of the day of the trials. And I went and I batted in the nets, and I think I did pretty well, if not being bragging or anything, but I think I did enough, to at least be on the 15-member squad. But then I think when the list came out, it was all the third years and fourth years, which was pretty regular stuff. And I think they only picked one guy out of the second year, first year. So I did not get the concept, of having the trials, because if the team was already decided, then why to have the trials in the first place? And obviously there is politics everywhere, and I you cannot do much about that. And so then I decided to leave that, and I, joined a famous club in Bhubaneswar, which is my state, and which has given pretty good players to to the domestic circuit as well as to the English county. So I have played with a lot of people, and I know a lot of people who are having the similar stories as mine. And so yeah, I went for the state trials also, and again, as I as I told you before, politics. So so this was the scene before Ranji Biswal. He wasn't the president of Odisha Cricket Academy. This was before him. So that time the scenes were not that good. And so I went to the state trials, and there I think they selected only one wicket keeper as a backup and one bowler and two batsmen. So I wasn't amongst them. And instead, they offered me that, would you like to be the captain of the under 21 state cricket team? So back then I thought, okay, something is better than nothing at all. So I gave it a try, and I have played for under 21, and it went good until I turned 22, and there was this age factor which came into the picture, and also, my parents, they wanted me to, have a more secured professional career, which was the IT industry. And that is where the things came downhill. I tried talking to my parents, but then, so ultimately they told, it's your life, you can choose to do what you want. But then I sensed a feeling of, uh, kind of disappointment in their acceptance of what I wanted to do. So I let it go, and yeah, that's it. That is how it all went on a hold, if I can term it,
Okay.
for that time. Yeah.
But knowing you, I guess you never really gave it up, did you?
No, I did not. So I continued to be associated with the game in any way or the other, and having played through corporate leagues or anything. So I always wanted, if I had to even take a difficult decision to change my career path, at least I should be in, proper shape or in touch with cricket to, be able to have the transition. I know it's easier said than done, but why not? I mean, as I said, you should not have any regrets.
Yeah.
So that is what I was, thinking when I shifted from Bangalore to Hyderabad back in 2019, towards the end of that. So I thought I would. So I had shortlisted three clubs in Hyderabad, which I was supposed to join.
Okay.
But then COVID happened, and I'm back at my home, and I'm not sure what to do now. But I'm pretty sure I'll do something about it, and I'm not going to give up on it.
I'm so glad that you're like finally back to where you want to be, and playing cricket and all of that. Really glad for you.
Thank you.
Um, okay, so what's the club cricket scene like in Odisha? What are the different clubs like, and what are the different levels? I guess every state association has different ways in which they manage cricket. So how
Yeah.
how does it happen in Odisha?
So it's like you have the general under 16, under 19, under 21. It used to be there, not anymore, I think, but under 23 also. And then you have the Ranji squad. So I think Odisha has been doing decent enough. Not, I mean, it was for the past 3, 4 years, where its bowling is really outstanding. I'm talking about the 2016-17 season, when our bowling was really good, but not the batting so much. And also, I think now Anshuman Rath, who used to play for Hong Kong, he has joined Odisha. And so apparently he had applied for Maharashtra, and when things did not work over there, he decided to go with his home state, which is Odisha, and he is included in the Ranji squad. So apparently he is a friend of mine. So he was telling that so he used to train in Delhi back then, where his parents had to move to Hong Kong, and then he also moved out to Hong Kong and pursued his career over there. So I think this year we have a good chance at the Ranji season. I really hope the Ranji season goes on as it was supposed to before the postponement of that. And also Subhrajit Lenka, he's a batsman from Odisha who's been selected for the CSK trials for the upcoming IPL. And so I got to know from my friends who played domestic that he's really hopeful of at least making a cut into the CSK team. And so yeah, that is what I am also hopeful of doing someday down the line, to make a cut at least into the domestic circuit and see how the things are over there.
Wish you all the best for that.
Thank you.
Okay, a lighthearted question. Protein supplements or natural diet?
See, it's a myth when people say that protein supplements are not good for your health or something, because, uh, for example, let me tell you, the protein supplies is just a powdered form of the proteins which you take from the natural sources, and which is like, they are the powdered form and the substract of the protein substances which you get from the natural food items like soya or milk or anything. But yeah, you need to know what products are you using, and you need to be aware of the side effects if not taken properly, or if you're taking just random supplements and from any company. So yeah, I mean, it's a myth which needs to be busted. And I used to take protein supplements because back then I wasn't that strong enough, to have a physique or have a endurance level of that of a cricketer naturally. I used to take supplements, and I think it's fine. I mean, there's no harm in it until and unless you know what you're doing. And for that, proper guidance and proper nutritionist is very important, because there would be many people who would be just suggesting you to take this and that, BCA, creatine, and protein powders and everything. But if you don't know how to take it and in which way, then it won't be doing good to your body.
I agree with you there. All right, I'm going to hand it back to Sucharita.
Okay.
Okay, so on a more light-hearted question, what is the most funniest thing that has happened to you on the field? Like a memory?
Uh, I don't think I have any particular funny memory. I mean, there are lots of memories, but there's no particular funny memory which I can recollect right now. I mean,
Okay,
yeah, that's it.
fair enough. So, when you play gully cricket, what was the weirdest rule you had come across, like when you played with a group of people?
Uh, yeah, so I think there are two rules which, so whenever a batsman is batting and he faces the first ball and supposedly he gets out on the first ball, I mean, that's the universal gully cricket rule in India, that, uh, that has to be a trial ball. You cannot be out on the first ball of the, innings that you're playing in gully cricket. You just simply cannot. It has to be a trial ball. I think that is a very weird rule, and you cannot even say anything about that, because the batsman will say, I did not say that it's an actual ball or anything, or the match has started. It has to be a trial ball. And the second rule, which I think, I mean, it's very funny, is that there is no overthrows, or no, sorry, you can run off a leg by. I mean, at least that's what I have played, and I have come across these rules, that you can run off a leg by, whereas you're not wearing a patch, there is no LBW, and there is nothing of that sort, but you can run off a leg by. I mean, that is very weird, because if I'm not able to hit the ball with the bat, I can simply throw my leg at it and I can run. So I think these two rules, at least when I have played, I found these rules to be very weird.
Okay, so what is the one thing, like, to end my list of questions,
Uh,
thing would
Sorry, your voice broke,
like a
Sucharita.
little
Can you repeat?
be surprised?
Okay, one thing people will be surprised to know about me. Okay, so people who know me in real life, who have met me or who have interacted with me, it would be that I'm annoyingly calm and cool and composed. I barely get angry. I snap. But then that is exactly the opposite when I'm on the field. I am like a ball of energy when I'm playing. I am very vocal. I know the thin line between being a hooligan and being aggressive. And so, yeah, people actually find that very surprising that when I don't speak much off the field or in real life, I'm exactly the opposite when I'm on the field. So, yeah, I mean, that is one thing which really surprised many
That's
people I
like
know.
perfect, works out, right? That's
Yeah,
perfect,
I
it
guess.
works out. Yeah. So if I'm just gonna let anyone else who like wants to talk to you or ask you a question, leave a comment or something so I can make them a speaker, or just drop your questions so I can ask you. So we'll just give them a minute to do that.
Yeah.
In the meantime, though, you said that you don't have a funny memory, but do you have any memory from your playing days, like, that sticks in your mind and never leaves you?
Uh, yeah, I have that, but it's not funny actually. It's pretty it's pretty I mean, how can you put it? It was pretty concerning moment. So I was so it was a fast bowler who was bowling, and I was standing right in front of the batsman. I mean, a few yards away from him. You can say it, not not too much away from the batsman, but very close to the crease. And so I remember when the bowler had delivered the ball, it straight away came and hit the back of my head. And it was a very I mean, the ball was going way outside off, and it was probably going to land up outside the pitch. So it hit me on the back of my head, and I thought that was the end of my playing days. I would probably be ending up in a bed in hospital. But thankfully, nothing happened. Nothing damaging happened, and it was pretty. I mean, even if while I'm speaking now, I can remember that moment, and it was pretty scary at that time. So, but that is, yeah, that is not nothing funny, but this is what I can remember at the moment.
Well, you must be glad that we now have proper helmets and we're not like Sunny G who wears those visorless helmets.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that was the wrong decision to stand so close to the batsman, but I blame the bowler, like always. You should never take the blame on yourself when you're on the field. You should always find problems with other, if that helps you escape.
Comment on the group. Are you gonna play for Odisha or Hyderabad?
Ah, Priyadarshi Mishra had this question. Okay. Okay, since my work location is Hyderabad, so and I have three clubs which I have shortlisted. So probably I would be going in the direction like Pragyan Ojha did, and I would play from Hyderabad.
It's great. So any more questions? Anybody else wants to say something? Laalithya?
I only want to say, like, good luck with what you're trying to do, and I hope to see you in India colors, maybe, or you know, or maybe India whites. I don't know. That's what you want, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Lalitha, and I really hope I do something of this, and at least get to the first class level, and then see how things go from there. But yeah, the ultimate aim, it always has been since I you know, gave it a thought to take up this sport as very seriously, not just for fun and everything. It has always been the dream to don the India whites. So, and whenever any cricketer used to make his debut, I used to note down the number, and I used to think, okay, someday my number would be so and so and so, and I really hope that that it happens, and it happens. I don't care if it happens soon or it happens. I don't care about the time, but I just uh, want it to happen, and I'm ready to do everything that what it takes to make that dream come true. Hello.
So yeah, that was. I wish you all the best. First of all, we all are rooting wind up now. So, any last words you want to tell everyone?
Sorry,
Hello.
Sujata, your voice broke.
Oh, okay.
Sorry,
So
really sorry.
we can wind up now. So if you want to say something to the group before we end.
No, I think Indian Domestic Cricket Forum is an absolute great platform. I mean, this is a very unique platform. I when I joined because of that sole reason. It popped up in my suggestions, and I thought that I haven't come across any group which solely focuses on domestic cricket for India. Of the kind of content that is over here, and the debates that go on over here, and the comments and everything, the discussion. I think it's really good, and I think the admin team and the moderators, they're doing a pretty good job. And I hope this continues. This goes on, and I wish all the best to the group as well. And may we all provide valuable inputs to the group and its discussions.
Thank you so much. There's one last question. Favorite
Yeah.
fielding position? It was a comment.
Oh, okay. It has to be the covers or the point or backward point.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So cool to have you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for
Thank you so much,
joining us.
everyone. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for joining us.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.